Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Lady Starfire and I'm here to bring you some more witchy tips. Today I want to talk to you about thought forms. Thought I'd done a video on this and obviously I didn't. I looked back and didn't find one anywhere. So I know those of you that take my classes in book form and stuff, this is something that I do teach. So you'll get a little head start on this one and you'll also get to see it as opposed to just reading about it. I also talk about them in my first book. So anyway, all right. So a thought form is basically an energy ball filled with your thoughts that you send out. Okay. It can be sent to a person. It can be sent to the universe for healing. It can be sent, however. Okay. Now, disclaimer on this one. Do not try to use one of these to go out and try to make somebody come back to you. Okay? Not okay. Thought forms also need an end time, end date, something. Okay? If you're trying to send, a thought form to, say, your husband, but he works on, up on ladders and scaffolds and things like that. It's not a good idea to send him one while he's at work going, pick up milk on your way home or some stupid whatever, or even something a little more out there. He needs to concentrate on his work. Okay. So be mindful, be considerate, and remember that you are responsible for everything you think, say, and do. And sending these things out, these things can have karmic repercussions if you're not careful about what you do. Okay? Now, they are great for a lot of things. Okay? So this is in my book, my first book. I'll go ahead and tell you the story of the first time I ever did one, which I got from a book. It was an old boyfriend years ago. I was like very early 20s, around probably 20, 21, somewhere around there. And we had been broke up. He contacted me. We talked for a while. He wanted to get back together. Okay. But he had already had a date that night, a very late night date. Well, of course, that only means one thing. She's a waitress or something, and you're planning on doing something else. So, needless to say, that made me rather angry. So, I built this thought form and sent to him. Basically, making sure that it didn't work. Okay? So, because you're telling me you want to get back with me, but you got to go have this date first? I don't think so. Not even way back then. It was probably worse back then. But anyway. And so I sent this thought form. I know it worked because I get a phone call the next morning, and we didn't have cell phones back then. I get a phone call the next morning where I get called a word, the B word. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What's up? What's wrong? Well, I ain't never had no problem, and I'm like going, is there a problem? And then I'm like, why were you even trying if you were trying to get back with me? Hello, goodbye. So anyway, but that was for that one time thing. All right. So I'm going to teach you how to build a thought form. I refuse to take your karma or your responsibility if you use these in a bad way. Okay. I feel like I had a right to do that one. Now, it wasn't forever. It was for one night. Okay. So, and you use these. It's kind of the same principle when you're charging something, and you can build the thought forms to put into your candles, into your spell work, into whatever to, amp it up. All right. So what you're going to do, and for those of you that maybe have trouble feeling, the energy going, open up your hand chakras like I've taught y'all before. Okay. Hold your hand, thumb underneath, one swipe across the very center. That's all. Opens up those little chakras in your hands, helps you to feel stuff, all that. Okay. Now, you're going to put your hands together like this. Okay. Now, Fingers are not touching, okay, but they're close, all right? And you're going to stare into this space, okay, that is in between them. Let me see if I can get it, kind of like with the candle, okay? So you see how where the candle flame is in between my hands, that's where your focus is going to be, okay? Now, as you have them here and you're focusing whatever it is that you're wanting to build, okay? I want to build one for peace and healing for the U.S., okay, or the world, whatever. So I'm going to concentrate. My eyes are going to be looking here, and I'm going to see. If you can see, you'll start seeing an energy ball form, okay? If not, feel that energy, okay? And if you're doing it right, whether you can see it or feel it or not, your hands are going to start growing out, okay? They're going to just, keep going. And when it's as big as you want, and, as we tend to have trouble holding our focus for too long, okay? So we've got it built. It's here, okay? So now, if you're sending it, to a person, you're sending it, whatever, you're going to throw it in the direction of that person, generally, okay? If they're east, southwest of you. If you don't know exactly where they're at, just, throw it, okay? And you want to tell it to go to, okay? So in this case, if I was doing this one, I would just simply throw it up and go out and bring peace, love, and calmness to our world, okay? If I'm sending it to a person, let's just say that Mary is sick, she's asking for healing, and I'm sending her this healing ball, okay, of energy. I'm going to, say, go to Mary, so-and-so, and deliver this healing energy to her, okay? There's a lot of different things you can say based on what type of thing you're doing, okay? That particular one that I built, I sent it and made him think of me and see my face every time he slept or breathed, because I wanted to make sure that every time we looked at her, he saw my face, okay? So, yeah, it just, it kind of depends. Like I said, I felt like I had a right to do that one because of the events leading up to. After that point, no, go about your way. That was for that night only, because then I was done. I wasn't going to have anything else to do with you, but it was my way of going, you know what? Don't be a lying sack of crap with me, okay? You don't, I'm not that person. So by the same token, if you're charging a candle, you're charging a spell, you can either do it this way and build it. You can build this and put it in it, put it in here, whatever it is you're doing, okay? You can build these and add it to what you're doing. It's the same thing when I have people, charge candles, okay? I have them hold it, depending on the type of candle, maybe this way, but, you're sending your thoughts and energies into it. You're basically building a type of thought form, but you're just not building that ball first. You're just sending that energy in there. So with a thought form, it is made to be sent somewhere, okay? So whether you're throwing it, you're placing it, whatever it is, okay, but you're doing this thought. It's your thoughts of what you're wanting to happen, or for someone else basically to think, is what it amounts to, okay? So if I'm sending one out to the universe, I want people to start thinking about being peaceful and loving and caring to one another, okay? Instead of all the hate and garbage that's going on out here. So that would be, my thing of I'm sending it to everybody, which, of course, one thought form trying to go to everybody is going to give a little to everybody. But they work best if you're sending it to a person, all right? So, okay, so I'm going to build a thought form. I'm going to send it to you to be prosperous and happy and loving and whatever, okay? I want you know, let's just say, let's say Paul, my husband, was working out of town for some reason, you know, and I can't talk to him for whatever reason right now. So I might just send him one that says, I love you, honey. Okay. Just so that he feels me and feels, that love there. Okay. Those are ways that are okay. Yes, there are people that have used them to go, okay, he should be leaving work about now. Let me send, so his mind shouldn't be too busy. So let me send him one that says, hey, stop and get milk on the way home. If they stop and get milk on the way home, then you're going to know they got it. Of course, nowadays we got cell phones for that. Send them a text, okay? Don't waste time with the other. But you can practice maybe with a friend or your spouse or, something like that, sending little things, and find out, ask them, did they get a message, so what was the message? So you want to, make sure that you're getting it done and getting it done right. And before you're trying to do something major, it's a good thing to practice with, and before you start sending them, just practice building this energy ball. Okay. Practice feeling that energy so that you know that you got it. Okay. And then, you can take and reabsorb it. Just put it back into you. That's your energy. Okay. But, once again, it's a thought form. And so we're putting something in it. You can build one for yourself. You need healing. Okay. Build one for yourself full of healing energy, and absorb it in. Okay. Or put it wherever you're hurting if you want. You can bring it in through your head, your heart, whatever. Okay. Your solar plexus down here. Let's bring it in, so they can not only be used to send to somebody else, but you can send it to yourself. Okay. So, or into the universe, of course. Anyway, I hope this helps. I've been having people asking me about thought forms, and I really thought I did one. I think it was on my original list. Maybe I just never got around to it. But anyway, there it is for you. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you practice with it. And hey, don't forget to click the buttons, okay? You've been doing a great job with hitting those likes, and I hope you like this one. And please be sure to hit it. Subscribe if you hadn't. And I'm going to have a little surprise coming up. And I thought about doing this other video. I may do a separate one because it's kind of a little bit different from this, but it's a way to help everyone that, where I'm always hearing about, well, I'm a poor pagan. Okay. So anyway, got a little surprise coming on that. And for anybody that might be interested. All right. So, but that's coming. It's not ready yet. So anyway, all right, everybody. Well, I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Practice those thought forms. Let me know in the comments what you think about it and how it works for you and where you are already doing them and how you've used them maybe. And like I said, how they work. Do you have tidbits of information that might help somebody else? Throw it in the comments. All right. All right, everybody. Once again, I love you all. Have a great and wonderful day. And until the next time, blessed be.